Now we start with Ukraine and Russia. Russia has reported that the death toll from an explosion at a military plant near the Ural city of Chelyabinsk has now risen to 12 people. According to national reports, the incident took place yesterday and also left 5 people injured. Local authorities have also confirmed the explosion, and the governor of Chelyabinsk, Alexei Texler, has stated that the fire has been already extinguished. Governor Texler has also assured that there was no threat to citizens, city residents, or civilian infrastructure in the aftermath of the blast. Additionally, Russian investigators have opened a criminal case into this incident, but there is no evidence linking the explosion to any drone activity. Meanwhile, in a separate development, Russian forces have reportedly shot down 139 Ukrainian drones overnight. Further on the matter, the Defense Ministry has said that the drones were taken out across several locations, but it has not yet released specific details on the impact of these attacks. Now, for this discussion, we welcome Dr. Sergei Dvoryanov. He's the president of IDC Russia and director at WHD International Board, joins us live from Moscow. Thank you very much for joining us today. Good to see you. Now, looking back at this, what more do we know about this? Is there any connection of this to Ukraine as well?
Yes. First of all, I want to tell that for us, victory in this conflict, because we're not calling this conflict a war, it's a special military operation. We did not start with our aggression. We start with our intention to protect Russian-speaking population of the eastern part of Ukraine. That was our intention and historical mission. And that's why I want to tell that it's ontological question for us. Our victory in this conflict is a question to be or not to be of our civilization. In this ontological question, of course, we are ready to pay any price to receive our victory, because according to the history, we can see that our civilization always in the conflicts with eastern part of the world and western part of the world, because we have most biggest territory, most biggest land. And we was blessed by God to be rich, not only with land, but also with our spirit of victory. And we are a nation of victors. We always celebrate our victory in the Second World, in the First World. In any conflicts where always was a victory, because we always support justice. That's why we can see that in this conflict, of course, from the one side we should understand, from one side we have some globalistic, very influenced society. They won't destroy the world, and they won't take all treasures from Russia, and they won't destroy all human values. From the second part, we have civilization like China, India, Russia, traditional civilizations. And right now, Russia is not fighting for ourselves. We are fighting for all traditional world. That is my understanding of the conflict like a philosopher. I can understand that we are ready to pay any price, because it's ontological questions to be or not to be.
And Doctor, now how do you look at the frozen Russian assets fund that, or frozen Russian assets that are in the tables of European leaders discussing support for Ukraine today? How do you see it, and do you see it as this move could escalate the conflict further?
First of all, should understand that mentality of all European leaders there right now, unfortunately, sorry to say this, but they're completely different. They want to steal our assets. It's completely illegal. It's against any law, international law, divine law, whatever, human law. And even they should understand that all other countries, after this action, they will think a lot of times, put their assets to European banks, and if they can trust to European government, that can be very bad reaction from different leaders around all the globe. That's why for us, our main assets is not money. Our main assets are our will, because our will based on our moral values. That's the main assets of Russia, you see. And of course, they want to steal everything. They want to destroy it. We completely understand their intentions. They put Ukraine in front in conflict with Russia because they want to steal all our national resources, like oil, gas, wood, whatever we have. They want to steal completely. That's why it's a question of their behavior. They destroyed all international law, all regular rules. That's why, of course, they cannot be winners in this situation, because they will have very bad reactions from global society. I completely believe to this.
Yes, indeed. And Doctor, now looking at where, if supposedly, if trilateral summit between Zelensky and Trump and Putin were to happen, or the bilateral between Putin and Trump were to happen, where could that be? As we see, EU has differing national interests among them, and they have different contrasting opinions about this.
First of all, we can see that our national leader is very brave. Even last time he met Mr. Donald Trump, President of America, in Alaska. It was the previous our Russian land. By our generosity, we gave this land with a very cheap price to America. Russian king delivered this land to America. It was like our gift, we can tell. And our national leader is ready. He is a global peacemaker, we should understand. He started with this special military operation because he wants to bring peace and achieve peace in eastern part of Ukraine with our neighbor. That was his intention and his action. And in the current situation, for my opinion, best country to negotiate peace, of course, is Bharat-Varsha, is India, because you have very good and very deep traditions in India, ahimsa, and you have a very good philosophical concept about peace, like Shanti, Om Shanti Om. In the first peace start with the peace inside our hearts. We should bring peace to the politicians like Zelensky and others, very aggressive Europe elite. They are very aggressively looking for our assets right now. They are very greedy, by the way, very greedy. And we should bring some spiritual education to them. That's why India, for my opinion, most favorite country to negotiate with peace. But Mr. Zelensky, he is very scared personality. He afraid to come to Moscow. Of course, it can be very reasonable if after visit Vladimir Putin to America, Donald Trump should come to Russia. Obviously, it's very reasonable. He should come and sit, and because he already visited our country a lot of times. But